just wanted to wish you a very happy new year. I cannot believe that it is already 2019. It feels like 2018 just flew by, and yet the Lord did so much and so much happened. And I just wanted to kind of give you a bit of an update of 2018, and then also to tell you a little bit about what's coming up for me in 2019. I'm sorry that I have not been more consistent with my updates. It feels like the year gets away from me and the months fly, and so I will be trying to be more on top of that for this new year. But I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what the Lord did in 2018, because it's actually blowing my mind and so incredible, and it's been a real privilege. I've actually been able to share with a lot of people what the Lord did and how faithful He was in 2018. And I think the first thing I have to say and celebrate is that I entered the year of 2018, as many of you know, in a very fearful place, actually, because I had changed over to my new school program with Grand Canyon University, which was more expensive than the program I was doing before. And I was also entering back into another year of full-time ministry here in Canada with LL Ministries, and we raise support here, and so the idea of paying for classes and paying to live and not making money was such a fearful place for me, and I really did have such a poverty mindset, and the Lord was really trying to do a deep work in this area with me. And I actually was able to look back at some journal entries I had made in 2017 where I had written and said, like, Lord, I know this is an area that you want to thresh out in me, and so I'm willing to go there if you are. And so careful what you say to the Lord, because He will take you at your word. And so 2018, I really felt the Lord saying, I actually don't want you to go into debt to do the ministry work that I have called you to, and could you trust me to be faithful in this area? And so with a lot of fear and a lot of tears, I did say, Lord, I want to respond well to what you're asking of me. And so at the beginning of 2018, I chose not to take student loans, and I chose to trust that the Lord would provide the funds for the classes. And so I had to make payments every 8 weeks for my new class, and it was about $2,000 every 8 weeks that I was going to have to come up with, or the Lord was going to have to come up with. And so I was like, okay. And I made my first payment in faith, and it nearly wiped out my bank account. And it was a scary moment for sure. And yet, deep down, I had this deep place of knowing what the Lord had said. And so I knew I could trust Him to be faithful. And without fail, within even a week of making that first payment, the Lord had provided for 75% of the entire year of classes through people who had heard from the Lord and responded to Him in obedience and said, hey, we want to partner with you. We want to support you on a monthly basis. We, want to give a one-time gift, whatever it was. And it actually brought me to tears, because I didn't know how to receive the Lord's love in that place. And He was loving me in a completely new area that I had never allowed Him to love me before. And it really, it left me speechless. And that is what I saw the entire year of 2018. My bank account would start to get low, and I'd say, Lord, you know what I need. That I need to pay for this, this, or this. And He would go above and beyond, and without fail, He would provide the funds. Sometimes it was a close call. Sometimes it was the week before I needed something, or a few days before I needed something, but the money would always come in, and He was so faithful, and it actually affirmed a place in me so deep. And I can honestly say, looking at myself at the beginning of 2018 to the end of 2018, it's like a different person in regards to faith and finances. I have such a different view of it, and I just know the Lord will provide. Where He leads, He will provide. And so He has done that in incredible ways. In fact, I've been able to travel a ton in 2018, which is incredible. I mean, it also just doesn't make sense. If you look at my bank account and you look at what the Lord has allowed me to do in this year, it doesn't add up. It has to be Him. And I was able to travel to New York City this year for Easter. I did a trip with the ministry out east to Grand Manan Island to run a discipleship school there and minister to the people there. I was able to have the opportunity to go on a Mediterranean 10-day cruise with my parents, which was a precious time of rest and a little bit of break, and then also able to go to Constance Lake, the native reserve up north in Ontario near the Timmins area, and to be able to minister to the women on the native reserve and run a women's retreat there, which was absolutely incredible. And I've been able to go home to California for Christmas to see my family, and it's like the Lord has just poured out abundantly. And he knows my heart for travel, and so it's like he's just provided so many opportunities, and I feel so grateful and blessed. And I'm so grateful for people like you who have come alongside and said, hey, you know, we hear the Lord and what he's saying and what he's calling you to, and we see the work that you're doing, and we want to be a part of it. And that's really what you are. You are a part of the work that the Lord is doing, not just here in Canada, what he's doing personally in my own life, but also what he's doing in the nations, because LL Canada is just one center out of over 30 that we have worldwide who are serving the body of Christ, whose mission and heart is Luke 9:11, that Jesus, he welcomed the people, he taught them about the kingdom of God, and he healed those who were sick. And that is what we're seeing. We're seeing people's lives change. We're seeing marriages renovated. We are seeing relationships between mothers and daughters and fathers and sons and daughters change drastically and be restored. We're seeing physical healings where people are coming and not leaving the same, and it's not because of LL, it's not because of us as team, it's actually because God is doing something here, and I feel very privileged to get to be a part of it. And I just want to say you are a part of that vision as well. And so thank you for 2018. Thank you for how you poured out and gave sacrificially, and I am just beyond grateful. And I know that I get to teach often on Lordship, and I get to tell people about how God has provided in this year, and you are a part of that. And so thank you. I really just wanted to say that and say that I hope you have a blessed 2019. I'm excited for the adventures that are coming. I have decided to stay on at LL, and I've said to the Lord, I'm here until you say I'm not here. So I am back here in Canada now, and will be serving here on full-time team still, and working in the administration department. So I'm doing front desk work and welcoming the people as they come in, but I also lead worship here, and I'm part of the marketing team, and we're going to be definitely be watching out for that, because we're going to be putting some new things in place in terms of our visual marketing, and so I'm really excited about that. I will be continuing my college classes with Grand Canyon University as well. My major is advertising and graphic design, and so I've been really enjoying that, and actually have been really privileged with just how the Lord's even provided for my grades, and I have been even invited into an honor society because my grades were in the top 10%, and even just that, it doesn't make sense. We're pretty busy here, so I don't know how the Lord works that out, but he has just been so faithful, and we've got some incredible new courses coming up this year that I'm really excited about, and I'll get to be a part of. And one is our young adults retreat, which I helped to lead last year, and we're going to be bringing it back this year, and so I'm beyond excited for that. So definitely keep your eyes out for what the Lord's going to be doing. I'll be continuing to send you updates to keep you in the loop. Know that I am praying for you. I am grateful for you. I know some have signed on to be monthly partners in 2018, and we'll be continuing that in 2019. But please feel released that if that is not what the Lord is asking of you this year, I totally understand, and it does have to be an invitation from the Lord. And so if you say, hey, you know what, I feel like the Lord wants me to continue partnering with you, or whether that's a monthly thing or a one-time thing, it has to be the Lord. And if not, that's okay too. I would love to continue updating you, so I can be praying for you and you can be praying for me, and continue to check in. But I'm very grateful, and there's more needs in this year. I know I'm gonna have to continue to pay for school this year, and living and living costs, and so I am asking the Lord for big things again in 2019. But my faith is, it went from being here to being way up here to see what he's going to do, and I'm actually just really excited to see how he's going to do that again in 2019. So have a wonderful new year, and I hope that you're doing well, and I will continue to pray for you, and let's get excited for the adventures the Lord has for 2019. Bye.